Imagine walking into an airport and you are about to catch your flight, but suddenly, two strangers walks up to you and smear something on your face. And you think it's a prank, but within minutes, your body starts to shut down. And by the time you reach the hospital, you are dead. This wasn't a movie scene. It happened in Malaysia. It happened in 2017. The victim was Kim Jong-nam, the estranged brother of North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un. Hey guys, my name is Jordan and today we're going to talk about the death of Kim Jong-nam. So who exactly is Kim Jong-nam and why would anyone want him dead? Kim Jong-nam was born in 1971. He is the eldest brother of Kim Jong-il, the man who ruled North Korea for decades. And for years, Kim Jong-nam was believed to be the chosen heir, the one who would eventually take over the world's most secretive dictatorship. Unlike his family, Kim Jong-nam had glimpses of the outside world. He spent most of his youth living abroad, such as in Russia and later on in Switzerland. And according to sources, he could speak several languages, including English. And during his youth, he experienced a lot of things that is rare in North Korea, such as traveling, freedom, and modern culture. However, his privilege came with a cost. Kim Jong-nam became known for gambling, drinking, and his playboy image. According to sources, in the late 1990s, he was frequently spotted in Macau and Beijing. His downfall came in 2001, where he traveled to Japan using a fake passport just to go to Tokyo Disneyland. And as you can imagine, the scandal humiliated his father. And from that moment, Kim Jong-nam was no longer seen as a serious candidate to inherit power. Instead, his brother Kim Jong-un was groomed as the future leader, and Kim Jong-nam was pushed to exile. And according to sources, for years he lived quietly between China and Macau, and he is supported financially by powerful connections. But even in exile, he couldn't stay quiet. In rare interviews, Kim Jong-nam criticized the North Korean leadership, calling his brother's regime was unstable. And in one interview with a Japanese journalist, he stated that, "I personally oppose the hereditary transfer of power." He went on and said, "A person with 2 or 3 decades of experience should take charge, not a young successor." But to North Korea, those words weren't just opinions, they were threats. And as long as Kim Jong-nam lived, he remained a potential alternative leader. And on February 13, 2017 in Kuala Lumpur, Kim Jong-nam arrived in Kuala Lumpur Airport Terminal 2 and he was preparing to board a flight to Macau with AirAsia. However, at around 9 a.m. as he walked through the departure hall, two women approached him. One, a Vietnamese woman named Doan Thi Huang, distracted him from the front. The other lady, she's from Indonesia, named Siti Aisyah, and she came from behind and quickly smeared a cloth across Kim Jong-nam's face. And at this moment, Kim Jong-nam was afraid and he reacted and said, "Who are you?" However, one of the lady replied, sorry, and she disappeared in the crowd. Just a seconds later, another woman threw her arms over his shoulder and rubbed her hand across his face. She apologized to and disappeared into the crowd as well. Kim Jong-nam feels something is not right. He quickly rushed to the airport staff and he told them, "Someone grabbed me from behind and splashed liquid on my face." However, within minutes, he began sweating and his vision is blurred. His breathing became labored and he was screaming in English, saying, very painful, I was sprayed with liquid." At that time, the airport medical staff rushed to help him, but by the time he was transferred to the airport medical clinic, it was too late. Kim Jong-nam was dead. According to sources, he only lasted for 15 minutes from the poisoning. The cause of death? According to autopsy, it shocked the whole world. Kim Jong-nam had been poisoned with VX nerve agent. So what is VX nerve agent? VX nerve agent is one of the deadliest chemical weapons ever created. According to sources, just a few drops can kill within minutes by shutting down the nervous system. VX nerve agent was so dangerous that it's banned under international law. United Nations classified VX nerve agent as a weapon of mass destruction. One forensic expert later explained, VX nerve agent works by paralyzing the body. It suffocates the victim from inside out. Now, what happened after Kim Jong-nam died? According to sources, after Kim Jong-nam's death at the airport in Kuala Lumpur, authorities are trying to find out who is he, because at the time no one knows he is Kim Jong-un's brother. And when they look at his passport name is Kim Chol, which means he used a different name. Malaysian authorities didn't have any clue about the nerve agent, and they also have no idea they are dealing with Kim Jong-un's brother. And during the investigation, authorities found 120 120k USD in his backpack. And according to experts, they suggest that he had received the money during a 2-hour meeting with a CIA agent. Sources say that he might be exchanging information. And the next day, South Korean news agency announced that Kim Jong-nam was murdered, and all the news outlets started reporting this case. By the following morning, police quickly captured the 2 women seen in CCTV who are a suspect to Kim Jong-nam murder. And during early investigation, police found out that they were not acted alone. At least 4 men subsequently described by South Korea's intelligence agency as spies. They say the 4 men had orchestrated the attack. And 2 days later, the number of North Korean suspects the police had identified had risen to 7, from 4 to 7, which means there are 7 spies. Few days later, North Korea demanded Malaysia to return the corpse. However, Malaysia authorities refused to return the corpse. And according to sources, after Malaysia authorities refused to return the corpse, a police reported a break-in attempt at the morgue to retrieve the corpse, possibly from North Korea, no idea. And because of all the international crisis, the Malaysian government expelled the North Korea ambassador. But in response, North Korea barred all Malaysians from leaving the country. Essentially, they are holding Malaysians as hostage. It's either you return the corpse to me or I will hold your citizen. And a month and a half later, Malaysia agreed to return the corpse to North Korea in order to free their citizen. Malaysia then returned the corpse to North Korea and allowing the 3 North Koreans who are a suspect to go back to North Korea as well. So this left only 2 imprisoned women, the Vietnamese lady and the Indonesian lady. Now let's talk about the 2 ladies who allegedly poisoned Kim Jong-nam. As soon as the police arrested them, they were able to identify their identities. First, 25 years old Siti Aisyah from Indonesia and a 28 years old Doan Thi Huang from Vietnam, and both of them were accused of murder. It was quite clear to the authorities that both of them are the one that killed Kim Jong-nam and they are in possess of VX nerve agent, but their defense shocked a lot of people. During the interrogation, they claimed that they were hired to be part of this thing. They believed that they were hired to take part in a prank show, which means they thought that someone hired them for a prank show by wiping liquids to someone else's faces. They said that they had been paid small amounts of money to smear lotion on strangers in public. However, the Malaysian authorities still charged them with murder. During the trial, evidence shows that they had been recruited by the group of North Koreans, and those North Koreans fled Malaysia immediately after the attack, and the 2 women were left behind to face the punishment of the law. However, in March 2019, prosecutors dropped the charges against Siti Aisyah, citing diplomatic consideration, and she was released and returned to Indonesia. And the Vietnamese lady, she remained in the trial. However, eventually, her charges was reduced from murder to causing hurt by dangerous means. And on April 2019, she pleaded guilty. She was sentenced to 3 years and 4 months in prison, but she was released in May the same year due to time already served. After the death of Kim Jong-nam, a lot of South Korean's intelligence agency, they publicly accused North Korea that the order to assassinate came directly from Kim Jong-un himself, and the motive, Kim Jong-nam was seen as a threat. Some reports suggested that few countries consider Kim Jong-nam as a possible replacement for Kim Jong-un, and for the North Korean leader, eliminating his half-brother was a way to securing absolute power. The death of Kim Jong-nam triggered major diplomatic crisis. Malaysia condemned the use of chemical weapon on its soil. However, North Korea denied any involvement. And I look for some testimonies from the airport medical staff when they are helping Kim Jong-nam. One airport medical staff later recalled and said he was sweating and his eyes were red and he was gasping for breath, and we didn't know what was happening until it was too late. Also, during the trial of the Vietnamese lady, she broke down in tears and said, "I was paid $90 to do what I thought was a prank. I never wanted to kill anyone." Kim Jong-nam's son, Kim Han-sol, briefly appeared in a video online, thanking supporters for protecting his family. The assassination of Kim Jong-nam wasn't just another crime. It was a chilling display on how far a regime will go to eliminate threats, even in foreign country, even in broad daylight. Today, Kuala Lumpur International Airport has returned to normal. Passengers come and go, flight depart on time, but for a lot of people, the memory of that February morning in 2017 still lingers in their mind, that sometimes the darkest stories unfold not in secret, but in plain sight. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys have any suggestion or any case you want me to talk about, please leave comments down below and I will read every single comment that you guys put. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.